Well, hello there chums, it's I, Captain Steve, and I'm just doing a few bug tests. Heck yes, because when we got the Next Generations update, once it first came out, I'd done a bug test there, and everything was fantastic. I'm going to put a link to that video at the top, because I was getting perfect landings every time, rendering issues weren't an issue, but now it's all back. It seems to have reverted, I'm not too sure why. And another thing that I've noticed is I was aiming towards the bottom of this planet, and as soon as I engage my pulse drive, it goes and locks onto something that was freaking miles away. It never used to be that bad for me, and now it's like someone stuck a magnet to my screen. Yeah, kind of annoying. Stations, I'm fairly sure in the patch notes recently, it said that ships would no longer fly through the ceiling. Well, I'm seeing that happen. They're emerging halfway down the tunnel at the moment, chums. And sometimes when they emerge, they look like they're made out of freaking Duplo. I mean, look at that. Half of it's missing. I mean, it's still back in the box, you know? It just looks terrible. Immersion-wise, it's very broken. So I was waiting for a first spawn exotic to appear here, so I was reloading my save. And this is the sort of shenanigans that I was faced with. I couldn't even tell whether a squid ship was landing or not. So, yeah, and also my textures fail to apply. Now again, if you watch back the very first video that I'd done after the Next Generations update, I was so happy with the fact that my textures were appearing nice and quick. And I'm seeing these rendering issues all back again. And they were remediated. If you look back at that video, the multi-tool wouldn't render in this case, and it's still not going to render now. I mean, it's almost a pointless exercise. I know that it hasn't rendered. There we go. It hasn't rendered. But yeah, it's almost like a switch has been flipped. I mean, we haven't had an update since the Next Generations update. But looking at my bug testing, on day one compared to now, something has definitely changed. And because we haven't had a patch or an update, I'm assuming, or guessing, joining dots together, that it might be server side. I mean, they did say that they have just improved the servers to improve load times on PlayStation. So maybe there are a few settings there that could be tweaked to try and help us with some of this level of detail draw and rendering inner things. I mean, this is completely immersion breaking. I'm standing at a minor settlement. I can't even see the landing pad that I'm on. This little guy walking around hasn't got his textures yet. I have. I mean, he looks like he's from a Nintendo 64. Hello there, my 64-bit friend. How are you? So, yeah, things are still amiss, chums. Textures, rendering, level of detail draw, and immersion is kind of shattered due to these bugs. And I really do hope they get ironed out in a future update. I will be sending this to the Zendesk. But thank you very much for watching. Sorry it's a bit of a rant, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Well, thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like what you see, please hit a like or a subscribe. And yeah, or you can support my channel through Patreon. Here are all my Patreon backers. Thanking you, Patreon. And I also have YouTube membership. If you want to sign over to YouTube membership, check out my video links in my video description. I also have merch. Grab yourself a fine and dandy pair of socks, a mug or a t-shirt over in my merch store. Or I also have Atlas cards that I sometimes have in my eBay store. Check out my video description. So that is the end. Thank you for watching, and please hit a join or a subscribe, or just hit one of these tiles on the screen you see here now. Stay with Captain Steve that bit longer.